Hi, everyone. I am Anna Berry at the NASDAQ market site for New to the Street. And joining me today is the CEO of Arrive AI and Nirev Shah, the Chief Strategy Officer. And Arrive AI is rethinking how we get our packages, deliver, and so much more. First of all, congratulations for your recent uplisting to the NASDAQ. That's a huge milestone.
Thanks, Anna. It's hard to believe we're here right now.
Amazing.
This has been the journey of a lifetime, and we're here. This memorializes everything being here at the market site,
Well,
Times Square.
we know how important this is, and we want definitely a little bit of a backstory about how Arrive AI came to about.
Yeah, it's kind of a hokey story. Literally, I was driving down the road back in 2014, and somebody was flying a drone next to me, believe it or not. And I saw that out of the corner of my eye. I was coming back from a Chicago business trip, and I saw that. I just started thinking about drone delivery and what that's going to mean, and what are you going to do with all these packages that are ready to ship or deliver? You can't just have them on the ground, right? So I thought about it. I ran and filed a patent immediately that following Monday, and I beat Amazon by 4 days, and then the rest is kind of history. And then I got Nirev on my team,
That's right.
and we went downhill from there.
Well, you say that the last mile is the most expensive part of delivery. So what does that mean, and how does Arrive AI solve that problem?
Nirev, why don't you take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think about a busy street in a city, it's easy for UPS or FedEx or Amazon to deliver on that street. But once they have to make a left and go a couple blocks down or 3 blocks this way, it increases their cost. So to minimize those steps is important for logistics companies. The faster they can do it, the cheaper.
Not to mention missed ships, times when you come out to deliver and you're not there to get it, and you have to come back for a single item. It's very expensive.
Well, smart lockers are not new necessarily. So how does Arrive AI compete, and what's its differentiating factor? For example, Amazon lockers and whatnot.
Sure, you're right. I mean, the smart lockers are out there, mailboxes, things like that. But where autonomy starts, that's where we begin. All of our intellectual property, our patents are also centered around robotic delivery, drone delivery, driverless vehicle delivery, and that's where we start. We say asynchronous delivery, which means you don't have to be there to meet the drone or the robot. Items can be dropped off in their own cycle, and we're reducing friction between people, robots, and drones.
Well, we are in New York City right now, the apex of technology, but you're from Indiana, I'm from Oklahoma, so we know the pace and the infrastructure is very different in smaller towns and rural communities. So how does that work in a big city like here versus where we come from?
Sure. Well, you've got density here, which is huge. 91% of all deliveries are 5 pounds or less. So it transcends every use case. So you got great density here. You could deliver autonomously, circumvent traffic, all those kind of things. But then when you go to the heartland, you've got ruralness and all that kind of thing. And that's where it gets really expensive to send a UPS truck 10 miles out for one delivery. You can conquer that with autonomy as well. So really, it doesn't really matter. We're going to be everywhere.
Wonderful. So a recent 40 million raise and some new partnerships. What's your rollout strategy?
Yeah. You want to jump in on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Our strategy guy right here.
yeah, thank you, Dan. So one of the first places we're looking at is healthcare, moving samples, labs around, high value. Time is of the essence. So that's really the first mover. So healthcare, industrial applications first. Our biggest market is clearly the consumer market, delivering to homes, individuals. That's 80% of addresses in the country. And that would probably be our step 2 and step 3. So initially in industrial and healthcare applications.
Well, smart cities are pretty popular. A lot of people are talking about them right now. And you just partnered with Peachtree, Georgia. Is that correct? What's going on?
Corners. Yep. It's a smart city, very high tech, dealing with some of the biggest companies in the country, T-Mobile, UPS.
Absolutely.
Others are present there, and we're excited to be putting our arrive points on site and growing it out with them and seeing what we can do there. It's going to be a big opportunity.
They've got kind of a test bed, Anna, with the ability to control cars, vehicles, and we're doing some testing with ground robotics and drones. They've got a whole infrastructure there for us to dabble in and test our product.
Well, I'm sure many of our viewers are interested in this. This is not something that might happen. This is something that will happen, and it is happening right now. So what do you have to say for people who might say, I want this technology in my hometown?
I'd say it's happening. It's happening all across the world. not just here in the US. It is the next big thing. We always say the Jetsons had it right. They predicted autonomy and robots and all those things. And so here we are right now. I mean, people want things better, faster, fresher, cheaper, greener, and safer. And that's what we deliver. Commerce always takes the path of least resistance. I always say about in the amount of time it would take you to put your shoes on and your coat, jump in your car, you can literally have something delivered to you, and you don't have to worry about it. It's seamless. You get notifications. It's secure. Heated and cooled cargo area. We have all kinds of different features and benefits that we're going to roll out that you're not going to believe, and you're going to say, "How did I get by without this?"
We'll talk about that. This week, you're ringing the bell. Where are you going to be in a year from now?
Where do you think we're going to be, Nirev?
Oh my God, we're going to be all over the world.
We are. These are forward-looking worldwide, right? We are looking at conquering the world. The thing that's cool about what we're doing is we've got 200 claims that we've either filed for or have already been awarded. I'm sorry, getting ahead of myself. So excited to be here. But what we're doing is something that nobody else is doing. You look around the world every day, and this little piece of real estate that is the gateway to every home and business throughout the world for autonomy. We own that right now through our patents. And so we're jumping in and killing, executing on that every day. And we want to take over the whole world. The biggest companies in the world are iterating in the same space. You've got the $1 trillion market caps, Amazon, Google, Walmart, and then you have us. I look at the commodities or the drones, the robots and those things, but the little piece of real estate where everything starts and ends, that's the monopoly part of it. And that's where I see us.
Fantastic.
We're creating a platform, Anna, where people can come and deliver, right? We're creating the platform where people can create businesses and a new business model, a new paradigm, if you will, where you've got these units for last mile delivery. And so we think that's going to change the world. So for example, we announced a partnership in India where they're moving from what they call e-commerce, which is 1-day delivery, to quick commerce, which is 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And that's kind of the future that we're looking at, is quick commerce.
Snap of your fingers.
There you go.
All right. Well, congratulations, Dan and Nirev. Thank you so much. Redefining, reshaping, and building the future of delivery with Arrive AI.
Ticker symbol
ARAI.
Thanks, Anna.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Stephen.